So what I realize with Jamaica, especially like to get things moving there, is so hard. There's so much barriers to entry,
Yeah, man.
and the barriers to entry sometimes can be a little bit like disheartening.
Yeah.
Like for instance, me, I'm a comedian. First, we have to work to get the respect as the comedian, and then we have to prove that we can invest, we can talk, we can do
Yeah.
what we need to do. But for instance, I would say my field is performing arts.
That's exactly what it is.
I do stand-up comedy. Jamaica is known for a lot of performing arts.
A lot.
And guess what? We don't have a theater.
Well, I grew up going to war theater
Have
with
you ever
my
been-
parents
exactly.
to pantomime every
Little
single year.
theatre.
Then you go little theater and little theater. Where's war theater today? How long we trying to go fix that up?
That have been like
Shame.
for an industry that is driven by entertainment and music. We don't have any venues for like a concert that is indoor. We don't have a theater. Like why we don't have the Bob Marley Performing Arts Center or something? And the problem is because we come here, and then we get to see it, and then it sounds so easy
Right.
to talk, but to actually get it
Get
to
it
happen
done. Yeah.
is very hard.
Once the government is involved, you're going to have a ton of red tape. We had that problem when we tried to get, we actually had the lease in our hand for the Goodyear factory out in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
Announced big thing. We signed a 5-film development, production, and distribution deal with a film company based in LA. We already had the script for the first film. It has to be a low-budget horror movie. He will get a B-list person to be in there, a B-list US actor. And then we went as far as to meet with Lionsgate Television CEO. They were going to help us with building out our own soundstage. So you would take over the Goodyear factory, turn it into multiple sound stages. We can shoot what we need to shoot there. And we got a hedge fund in New York to commit 14 million US to help us build out this thing. We have all the distribution lineup. Walmart would do the DVDs for us. And then one person say, yeah man, so I see you getting this lease. You need to pay me X% for me for sign off on this thing. And I said to them, no, I can't do that. I remember I went specific before it got announced in Parliament. It literally got announced in March in Parliament that year. So before it was going to get announced in Parliament, because the Minister of Industry and Commerce at that time, Anthony Hilton, wanted to mention it in his proposal. Right, everybody in Parliament wants to say, me I do things. And I said, so I actually sent him the actual contract. I was like, you can read it and see it's real. The man read out the contract in Parliament. But when I knew he was going to speak about it, I asked for a meeting with, at the time, opposition leader Andrew Holness.
Yeah.
So I went to King's House and Jamaica House. I got to meet with Andrew, and there were a few other people. So Babsy Grange was there as well. So it's Babsy, Carl Samuda, and Andrew in there. And I said, here's a plan. And I don't want any of you get up and cuss about this project. We need to be invested in our creative arts. This makes sense. Every James Bond book was written in Jamaica. The first James Bond movie was filmed in Jamaica. Pirates of the Caribbean never come at Jamaica. Port Royal, that scene is not in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Why? Because we need sound stages so they can shoot indoor scenes, not just outdoor scenes. So don't cuss about it. And Andrew said, yeah man, guys, call. I don't want you to go cuss about that specific thing when they announce it. Then I go back to PNP and let them know, and then Anthony Hilton announced it. And then it never got nowhere because somebody wants some money under the table. And unfortunately, that's not a Jamaican thing. That is in almost every developing country. I could have got
Naturally,
India, Colombia, and I couldn't do that because we're a US-based company or US funders were not going to give us money for facilitation payments, is what they call it in the investing world. But we need to recognize, I call it the orange economy. And the way I try to explain to everybody is we know property. We think of investing in real estate. That's property.
Yes.
Well, in the creative arts, you create intellectual property. So in my MBA class, it was one professor that changed the way I thought. And he was saying that if you have an opportunity to go into a business, there are 3 types of businesses you can go into. First and worst is a business that makes perishable goods. I'm saying if you grow the orange and go market and it don't sell, it going to spoil and you lose all of your money. That's perishable. Mm-hmm. He says, I also include hotel rooms and airline seats as perishable goods. When the night gone, you can't sell the hotel room from the day before. When the plane take off and the seat empty, you can't sell it again. Those are perishable, first and worst. Second one, that is better, you want to invest in durable goods. You go design the T-shirt, you print the T-shirt, you try to sell it for $30, it don't sell. You mark it down to 25, but you can eventually sell it and get back every dollar and go make another one. Yeah. Durable goods. I'm saying the best kind of company you can invest in is a company that has intellectual property. I'm saying life of the creator plus 50 years, 70 years, 90 years, whatever it is based on where you register it. And he said, you think about music. Bob Marley make the song go make music.
And
you go do a Netflix, make money forever. And so I jump on and say, oh, like Disney. I'm saying, oh, no. Disney is the best kind of company. Disney created Mickey Mouse, intellectual property. But then Disney go and put Mickey Mouse on a T-shirt, durable goods. Then they turn around and make a theme park, as well as go and say, yeah, man, you're going on this cruise, you can stay at this hotel. They covered all three of them. And I was like, holy crap. How come we don't have Jamaican Disneys or Caribbean Disneys? Where are the people that are investing in that? So I'm going to show it here. So we have... Right, this is Kuya. Kuya is a Jamaican brand. Yeah. So we invested in Kuya because it's intellectual property. Once people realize it's property, all right, I never think about it that way. So I went on a mission to get us to realize that we need to be investing in our creative arts. We were one of the first 50 to put $1 million Jamaican donation to Kingston Creative, which was changing Waters Lane and supporting the creative economy. Yeah. I think that more people in my position who can write a check and understand in traditional investing, the more we talk about your industry and why money can go into it and how money can make from it, and sports as well. Yeah. I think more people say, oh, I never thought about it that way. It's viable.
Yeah, because it doesn't matter who I talk about it.
Yeah, it's who it matters. The who matters.
Yeah, no matter where you go.
Just so you go.
If I feel away, it don't matter.
Yeah, man.